Oh, great. Can we stop?
Player.
Where?
To your right, mate. To your right, to your right, to your right. There. No, left, 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 left. Turn left. Left. Again, he was there by that tree.
Fuck you, Dave.
Stole.
Dave,
Stolen.
kill.
You're right.
Dave's choking to death.
Oh, shit. That was funny.
Got a grenade on that corner. You're getting him.
You're in 2v2. We have the zone, they have to come to us. Okay, there's one guy with the AWM. He is somewhere on the opposite side. So don't show your face.
Trying not to.
Still got a circle.
Yep. Where is he though?
We just smoked. I'll be distracting you there.
He's running from somewhere. Yeah, he's distracting us.
But he's crawling through the grass.
Mm. Always go run out there, Dave.
He's in that garage behind the red.
Okay.
Bastard.
Behind the red thing.
Okay. Come back.
He's looking. He's getting squeezed already.
Yeah.
He's moving.
Okay, so we were arriving from the school on the bike. Just out of interest sake, no, because it's probably killing Dave. This crate here was empty. Been looted, but also if I press the I key, when we're really close to it, you can tell. It just tells me it's empty. So the idea was to arrive on the bike and stick us somewhere on this ledge here, out of view from town. So we're still in, this is actually the center of the circle nearly, so we actually could have stopped probably at the crate. Could have probably stopped at these trees as well, so any of these trees here we're in. Obviously that guy up there didn't know he was there at the time. That would have been an issue for us from there, being fired on by him. He would have had advantage on us, and then actually if we'd stopped there, kind of moving in when it came to the time when this circular trunk would have been an issue as well. So kind of there's no cover obviously between the trees and here, so anyone from that angle there would have been able to fire on us. So get in as close as we can here and stop. Okay, now in total hindsight, stopping the bike there would have been okay if it had stood up for cover, so we could have probably gone and made sure the bike was stood up just to give us a bit of cover from this angle here. But probably, in hindsight, total hindsight, putting the bike here would have been better. Obviously that means we would have had to have stopped here, which means we could have taken fire, but maybe later on kind of got the bike, moved it over here, give us a bit of cover from this side. Of course, there is this corner here. So, totally there. So stepping forward, bike falls over, so didn't even give us cover there. I should have gone back to it. Me, at this point, I wasn't too worried about back there. I was more worried about all these trees. So thinking about if there were any people behind these trees. Of course, with the editor on, I can tell where everyone is now, but my first thought was there could be, I'm kind of looking this way, this is my view, I'm constantly looking this way at all of these trees, so just in case there's people in the trees, and then of course the corner of that wall. And the next thought is up here. Now that's not so much of an issue because they have to cross there, but we can of course duck down, but mostly it's that wall behind. People come from there, that's where we can get shot from. Z's pointed out the dude, didn't see him there, I don't think at this point. Pointed out to me. I'm looking at the trees, I'm looking at the ridge, but I didn't see the guy. I'm more worried about this wall here. And the close trees for grenades. So, switch to my scope gun. So single fire. Long range scope, single fire always. Don't put it on burst, don't put it on auto. Single fire. Here's the guy. I want to spook him just yet. Let him run for a bit. First shot missed. Okay, so let's just stop here for a second and have a look, because something interesting here. My position when firing here is definitely not to have any exposure from that corner. That's my #1 angle here. I'm worried about this angle. I don't know that there's no one here at the moment, so there's no one here. But I'm kind of trying to make sure that behind me, totally covered, and the direction I'm firing. Now, this as well, across here, should not be able to see the top of my head. I'm not just going to shoot, I'm also going to make sure I'm in position, covered like this, in an attempt to shoot. So, continue to take my shots. Hit him twice. Hit the third time. Nearly got him down, and then Dave fires, and Dave gets the kill. Dave! He's heard us firing now. You can hear us firing at Couscous. It's his view of what's seen. So obviously you can see Dave sticking out. I think because he's already gone down, I've started to move. Two shots. And now fortunately, because I think he's either going to target me or he's going to hit Dave and finish Dave. Try to finish Dave. Yes, there he goes. Starts to get hit from back. Now that is the luckiest thing at this point for us. As Dave is getting shot in the back, I head upwards a little bit just to see if I can see over the hill. So rather than heading down here where Dave is being shot from, get shot myself, I kind of move up to a slightly different angle. Yeah, just to see if I can shoot. Now, the problem with this is that I don't notice that there is a chap here. Right, looking at this ridge the whole time, don't notice him. He sees me, so he can see me sticking up through these bushes here. And he is about to shoot me in the head. There, so here is his headshot coming to me. And he gets absolutely slammed by the AWM in that window. This chap here has knocked him in the head, no helmet, saving me. So probably the best thing to do now would be to throw a smoke grenade and just cover off this area here. So put a grenade just down here for us to heal, or put it here for us to heal. That's the third frag grenade that goes out, which is a waste, total waste from my point of view. That should have been a smoke grenade, very, very close in the pickup. So my problem is I'm trying to be too aggressive rather than doing the smart thing. Okay, so at this point, 2 here. Have 2 here. And we have this one chap in here. From our point of view, I didn't know he was there. What I should have been looking for is in these windows. So he could obviously look at us. Okay, so now this guy, who's the guy who eventually won the game, he is popping up and down, but he's cautiously aware of where we are, I think. Even though he's checking over there, I think he's more looking to see if there's any way he can go there, rather than actually seeing if there's any enemies there. When he does pop up, he pops up between the struts in this watchtower, so he's kind of aware of where we are. At this point, he is going to throw a couple of smoke grenades on the road. He's got a couple of options. Obviously he can go this way, which is in the open, which is foolery. He could move along here, a bit closer to us, and potentially pop around here, down here, and through here. Then of course there's the footsteps, we could hear those footsteps. That's probably what I would have done. I would have come down here, through here, around here, or we've tried to lean on us and take us on. But then of course he's close range with 2 people. He knows how many there are. There's 2 people left. That's close range. That's very risky. He's got an AWM as well. So he decides to put the smokes down and decides to move across the road here. Now, that's quite a smart move, because then he's got an angle on us from a distance. So rather than having to push close, because remember we're playing third person, and I could be stood here, right, not even have to peek around the corner and I could see him coming. So that's not good. He knows he has to move into the circle, so the best thing for him to do is to throw a couple of grenades down, which he does. Obviously in hindsight you say, well, that's obviously the best thing to do because he won the game. But reanalyzing it without just saying, well, okay, we lost and he won. Coming around here is risky. It's risky because of the third person perspective. We don't want... We wanted him to do that, but he doesn't want to be able to be seen from there. So, although now we know where he is, because he's thrown the smokes, he also has now an angle on us from over here. Another thing to say just here is that, let's just have a look here. Dave is hard scoping just there. So hard scoping, he's looking at it, not shifting. So the benefit of hard scoping, of course, is that if the chap suddenly starts to peek, Dave will see him, and potentially Dave will be able to shoot first. So as he moves, Dave does see him. He will go behind the red tank in a second. He jumped to see, look over the smoke, see what he could see. Probably sees me popping out the top. And he makes a run for it. So, unfortunately, at that point in time, Dave stops hard scoping. Then goes back to hard scoping. Alright, so there's the hard scope. Down at him. Dave can see his feet. Yeah. So, probably get a couple of leg shots in there. So at this point, this is his view of us. He can see us totally from this point of view. Of course, Dave can see his feet, but he can see us fully. Dave will shoot him. So obviously he moves behind the wall just to cover that. Now at this point, he's seen Dave sitting not behind cover. He starts to kind of hard scope out. This is how much he can see. Okay, so if I just pop back to him, he's about to pop out. So because he's hard scoped, he's a bit too far out. He will quickly correct that and then shoot. You can kind of see from his point of view how much of Dave you can see. If we go to have a look from Dave's point of view, that's potentially how much Dave could see. So he's exposed himself a very, very, very small amount. That's all you can see of him there. He's got a weapon that has a one-shot kill. I was concerned that he was going to push. He has started to move out, and I thought I could see him. Is he going to throw a grenade? No, but he has started to push. Of course, he started to push. I didn't go for Dave. Probably the wisest thing to do there is, rather than just to prevent him, is to try and pick up Dave. So even now, he's healing up, taking a med, pick up Dave. It will be 10 seconds to pick up Dave. So that's my mistake at this point. Even though it's better to engage rather than to pick up, especially when somebody's pushing you, at this point he wasn't pushing. That's why I should have picked you up, Dave. This time, 15 seconds, would have been able to pick you up in that time. Okay. So now he pushes. We have the zone, so he's out the zone here. He has to at least push somewhere here. So as he comes across, start to lay down some fire, and nearly every single one of my shots hits the ground in front of me. You'll notice I'm going for body shots as well, which is my weakness. I should not be going for body shots, I should be going for headshots. So going for headshots, I would have probably missed the ground as well, been slightly above, probably hit his head. He had a level 3 helmet, which means more shots, but they would have hit at least. So all those shots would have been closer to hitting than hitting the ground. I hit him with one shot. So of all those shots that I fired, I hit him with one shot. My biggest problem here was I made a mistake of not aiming down sight. So this whole thing, I should have been aiming down sight. Rather than that, I was using third person hip firing. So I'm basically doing this. You see, still hitting the ground. And then at this point, I decide to go down sights. There, I start to go down the sights. It's too late though. So I'm starting to aim down sights only now when it's too late. And this is the final shot that kills me. We just roll back a second, just to this guy. Right. See, he's aiming down sights. As soon as I popped up, start to shoot, he went down sights. So he was really aiming down sights.